Hey there, guys. We are back with some MTG. I'm about to go on vacation, but have an hour before my clothes are dry. For when I get back, these other were closed when I get back. So, point being is I have some time to play some Magic now that I'm all packed, and therefore we are here streaming. So this is a deck. I don't think I've played this deck on stream yet, and was my previous favorite deck before I started playing the Boros deck. And this is Dreadfingers deck based around Dreadfingers. So whenever whenever a creature goes to the graveyard, either from the battlefield or from the library, deal 1 damage to an opponent, or opponent loses 1 life. Makes a difference sometimes. So we got that, and then it's one of these things where we can bring it back with Blood on the Snow, Diagraph, the Null Priest of Oblivion. So we have some recursion with that, so it keeps on coming out. It mills 3 cards itself, so sometimes you hit some damage off that. Otherwise, when it gets killed with Blood on the Snow, it is still on the stack, and therefore it counts as damage. So if opponent has a board full of goblins and we have Dreadsteed out, Blood on the Snow will deal, let's say, 10 goblins worth of damage to the opponent. Pretty good, and then it immediately resummons the creature because the Dreadsteed is in the graveyard at the time that Blood on the Snow finishes resolving. So we get the Dreadsteed back. Dreadhound, I should say. Dreadhound, sorry. It looks like a horse to me, to be fair. The other combo we have in here is just old Stick Fingers. This is kind of combo light. It doesn't happen very often, but it's one of those things. Pay X, deal X damage to target opponent with the Dreadhound out. That's how it works. If you have multiple Dreadhound out, obviously the damage gets seriously amplified. And then beyond that, we just have some really solid stuff in here to keep us alive. This Sorolf is really good against A, tokens, for example, all the enchantment tokens, and B, treasures. He's actually quite good at clearing those kinds of decks that create tokens and rely heavily on them, especially because with treasures, the treasure sacrifices itself, it goes to the graveyard, and therefore he gets a counter on them. So at the start of your next turn, you can then wipe any remaining treasures they have off the board. That's pretty nice. Then we got the Woe Eater is surprisingly useful. I use him largely as hand control, card advantage. So we'll use him, we'll just play him out, let him sacrifice himself, and then opponent will discard a card, we'll draw a card, so we're up, +1 technically because we lost the Demigoth, but we have a lot of graveyard recursion like we were talking about, so he will be back. Next, you can also go ahead and use the Deadly Disputes on him. That counts as sacrificing him. So you Deadly Dispute on the stack, you hold down control, Deadly Dispute on the stack, the Demigoth, in order to get the in order to sacrifice him to Deadly Dispute before his ability triggers and sacrifices himself. If you do have other minions out, that doesn't quite work as well, but in the early game, if you play him turn 4 and then turn 5, you're just looking at 2 mana for Deadly Dispute plus 3 to 4, so Sorolf, let's say, after Deadly Dispute resolves, it's a pretty good turn. Otherwise, turn 5 is also very good for Ren and 7. Ren and 7 is quite powerful, so that is where we're at. And again, I will just be playing for about an hour, and then my work clothes will be done, and I can get those folded and prepared for when I get back from vacation. And so let's go ahead and get this played. We will not be playing Boros today. We will be playing Dreadfingers. Oh, do I not have a card back on this? No, I have a card back. I have the, when I saw the deck box open, I assumed that it was... Oh, Yogale. Hey. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Well, hopefully there are more wins than draws. That's a joke, yes. It's actually extremely difficult. I can't think off the top of my head of a situation where you draw in Magic. It's very, very difficult to do. Very, very obscure. Here, no real sense to play the Null Priest. Opponent is quite getting going, so we don't need it for defense. Normally I would play the Null Priest on turn 2 if he's very clearly aggro. Alright, so this is very clearly aggro, but we're already on Sorolf, so I'm going to play the Sorolf instead, because Sorolf will just nuke his entire board. And I will go ahead and save this Shambling Gas to block because he is good at blocking and then killing stuff. Plan is Woe Eater next turn. Woe Eater is a big old minion. A bit annoying there, but whichever. No reason for him to attack because he just loses a minion to the death. Okay, I guess he will attack and then loses minion to the death rattle. Or death rattle. When it dies. Oh my goodness. I am so used to hitting treasure tokens on stinking Shambling Ghast. Oh, that was hilarious. Okay. Well. And I just used my treasure instead of my land. Wow, this is going well. So, Gale, how are you doing today? Oh, boy. I got distracted. It's okay. We're not going to draw run next turn. So it doesn't matter that we don't have our token, our treasure token. Let's see what we get. 2 cards. Draw 2 cards. 1, 2. So this is a pretty easy play right here. Sacrifice the Shambling Ghast to kill a minion. Opponent has to sacrifice 1. He sacrifices before the cool. How late? Like up to dinner or just because obviously it's pretty late right now, so that's why I'm asking. Did you like literally just get done at work? Alright, opponent is flooding the field, so if we can draw a board clear, that'd be nice. There is an argument to sacrifice this right now, but I don't think I will. Gotcha. Whoops. Control Z. Just play the Ghast and sit. The Ghast will get us 5 mana, possibly 6 mana next turn. Can play the Null Priest or the Dreadhound. Gotcha. In case I didn't say, yeah. Gotcha on that, Gale. Alright. We are looking kinda not great. Again, the card draw would be nice. Not the card draw, the board clear would be nice this turn. Yeah, and actually, let's see. How difficult is it for me to get 3? I feel like double stacking here just to, well, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we may be best off double stacking here and just getting rid of the Brutal Cather. And this time I will make sure not to hit the wrong button. Alright, so at this point, we are... I'm just trying to... This card always gets played. It's a question of whether or not I play the Null Priest to start offsetting this flyer. This is a bit difficult. Yeah, sure. Sure. Looking like an L on this one, unfortunately, because of all these stacking buffs on what's his face, the Angel Dude. This deck does not have targeted removal. It only has the board clear, and the board clear is currently very poor. Alright, I think I will attack with the Null Priest and the free zombie. Start offsetting some of that damage. If he double blocks with the Null Priest, then that's great for me. because it powers up Soulwolf. And here I will pay the 2 extra just to get a bigger minion. At this point, there's actually an argument here that... okay, never mind. That just got a lot worse. I was going to say there's an argument that I'm actually catching up in damage, so could potentially race him, but that's not happening at this point. Yeah. Oh, yep. I'm just dead. Okie dokies. Nice. First game. Go in again. Huh. I wonder why my computer's CPU just keeps on spiking. This is weird. Yeah, well, it's one of these things, Gale. Playing online, the computer calculates everything, so it's not... Oh, I should have mulliganed that. I was not paying attention. The computer calculates everything, so it's a lot of... it frees up a lot of time, you know? Alright, now my opponent gets to laugh at me for not having a second land. Got a second land. Nice. Just need to get a third land now. Black land preferable. Who needs to play competently when you can just top deck? Yeah, that didn't happen. Okay. Hey Gil, curious, does my background music keep on clipping on your end? Because I'm thinking it's possible that it's my just my wireless headphones, so I'm not entirely sure. Ooh, this game definitely should have been a mulligan. We were very optimistic. Okay, not clipping on your end, okay. I've got my task manager open. When I first opened the task manager, it said I was running at 100% CPU, but it hasn't hit that since, for whatever reason, so... Alright, let's toss something into the graveyard. You've seen that one. Hey, it's a black. It'll be pretty hilarious if we actually, yeah, I'll block. That's fine. Actually, yeah, nah. I kind of have to block. So it's going to give him a treasure that he obviously needs since he's doing just as bad on lands as I am. I was going to say it's going to be pretty hilarious if we win this one anyway. Alright, got some extra card draw. Very happy about that one. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't hear Gale, I will not be at Pathless Podcast tomorrow because I am on vacation tomorrow. And for anybody who happens along and happens to hear this, Pathless Podcast. We do a podcast, D&D. It's awesome. You should check it out. I already told Ben. Yeah, Friday. Oh, yeah, sorry. My brain's already on Saturday, frankly, because that's when I get back from vacation. So, the week's already over for me since I'm... Okay, you see this card, Farewell? This card is evil. This card should never have been printed. But anyway, yes, Friday. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's just no fun. It's just, you're not allowed to have fun. Getting a little concerned just because my opponent has the opportunity to do stuff with his turn, but it looks like we're going to shut down his card draw here, so I'm happy about that one. Kill that. And then at the end of his next turn, I'm going to go ahead and put the stop in. We'll make sure to kill our guy with the Deadly Dispute to make sure we have a play next turn. So, how's Genshin doing? And actually, I think I will go ahead and sacrifice here so I can get some more cards in here. Oh, wow. I don't need this many blood on the snooze. And I guess I'll skip the second Deadly. Alright, Dreadhound. Go. Attack. Win. Opponent has 5 mana. We know Professor Onyx is 6 mana. Opponent duresses and finds out that I have extra board clears that I don't need. And my opponent insists on not letting me have any fun. Well, so long as he dies, I guess that's still a win. Even if I don't get out the fun. If my opponent board clears here, we are 3 damage off of lethal. Yeah, we are 3 damage off of lethal. And... alright, over-under on whether or not the top 3 cards of my library are creatures. You can see the deck tracker over here. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 is 12. So 12 creatures and 34 cards, and you're saying over. Well, that's not how that works, but the over under would be like how much over, I guess. Cool. Alright, I hit 0 creatures. We did not hit lethal. Opponent now is up to 6 mana, so he can now play Professor Onyx. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Yep. And it looks like we're drawing a land. This is not good. Our opponent can pay 1 life to lose. Oh, Elixir. Freaking Elixir. Alright. Opponent should be back to 3 mana at the end of this turn, or 3 HP at the end of this turn. We drew another land. Oh boy, this is not going well. We were so close to winning too. Oh boy. It's actually those go blanks. Those go blanks which exiled my graveyard are the things that killed me here, because I had my flashback from the graveyard. My whatever you call it, diagraphs. Diagraphs would have won me the game easy. Solwolf probably never gets to 4. And it's looking like we're dead. Crap. Oh and 2. Unless he can't cast another. Yeah, there it goes. Yep. And there's the other 2 life cycle. Yep. Alright. Not that big of a deal. Because that was our fault for not mulliganing. So, it was a lost game. I shouldn't say a lost game from the beginning, but we were severely disadvantaged at the beginning there, so not too unhappy about it. So, when you say grinding characters, I assumed you meant leveling them up, as opposed to grinding 4 characters. And then the follow-up question would be, are we just maxing all our characters, or is there a level cap, or is there like infinite stats you can grind? Actually, could have not done that. Could have done Roiling Growth instead. I guess I'm... huh. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go ahead and sacrifice this guy. Create a treasure. Make sure I get the land in. And we get Renin 7. Our Renin 7 kind of stinks, but Renin 7 is still a good card. Get a 4/4. Normally it's bigger, but it's also a turn earlier, so can't necessarily complain. Huh. All your mana to do that, huh? I guess, okay. Here I will go ahead and... I don't have 6 mana. I wish I had 6 mana. Do I spend all my mana or just... yeah, may as well spend all my mana. And he sacrifices the Sorin. That's fascinating. I guess he has another one in his hand? Gotcha. How many characters are in the game? Is it one of those things where they add a new batch of characters every month or so, or... every quarter? I think we will go with Demigoth. Here's one more thing that I didn't talk about when I was introing this deck, which I don't think Gil was here for, but Demigoth also works with Rebirth, Diagraph, which is pretty useful. it reduces the cost, so it makes it playable. So unless your opponent exiles the card. Then it doesn't work so much. Alright. I don't really have much else to play, so I'm just going to play Sarwolf. Don't have anything bigger in my hand to play with more mana, so these Rolling Rebirths are just going to hang out. And the magic number is 1 or 4. 3 is pretty good too. For Soul Wolf's activated that ability, rather. Boop. 2 to the face. Alright, yes. I will play Demon's Disciple. And I will even play it again. Oh, that's right. I don't have the 3 mana. I take it back. We will not play it again. And let's attack Sorin. Hopefully he doesn't have some kind of funky combat trick here. Okay, not a funky combat trick. I'm happy with that one. So now we can do this. Diagraph Rebirth. You can choose what to hang on to. And we are now at 3 tokens on Sarwolf, which means that will clear the wedding. And then, if he goes ahead and uses this treasure token, then we get the opportunity to, he does choose to flashback that. Honestly, okay, gotcha. Alright, I guess we spend all our mana on Rolling Regrowths and thin out our library. Is the game useful for, rather I should say, is it useful in the game to level the 3 stars and below, or no sense in that? Blood on the Snow waiting room. Unless we're dead. We might be dead. That is a distinct possibility. Nope, not dead. This is interesting. I don't know if it's just the draws or if the meta is not very good for this deck at the moment. And I say that because this used to be one of my best decks. And obviously the draws were bad in the first and second game. But at the same time, looking at the amount of control that's in the... Oh, there's only 4-star and 5-star characters? No 3 and blows? No normals? Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I'm not sure if the meta is really right for this deck at this point, being as There is just so much control, graveyard control at the moment. In between, as you saw, for Farewell and then the Mind Blanks and whatnot. And this deck needs its graveyard, so if the graveyard control is in action, then the deck kind of not a good choice for ladder right now. I'll play a couple more games probably, but probably won't come back to this deck until next expansion. Because this is going to be how it's going to be. Yeah, I mean, there's another Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Just can't put stuff in the graveyard, can't play the deck. What you got, Broseph? Just punch me? Gonna play anything else? On the bright side, our hand this game is normal-ish looking. If he doesn't play anything this turn, then we're actually in pretty good shape because he's not aggro enough, really, to cause any problems before we start Whirling Regrowth and doing the extra stuff. So, we don't need to play the Null Priest Super Oblivion this turn. Do 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 do. Alright. Normally people just snap pick the land fetch card, but I guess our opponent is actually thinking, nope, there's the land fetch card. Forgot what it was called, I guess. Toss the green out, play Rolling Regrowth, don't have a need to do anything else. Opponent's not putting enough pressure on us. He's just going to play Rolling Regrowth next turn, so he's not actually going to put any more pressure on us. If we draw a land, we hit Ren next turn, otherwise maybe just Rolling Regrowth. Again. If we hit Ren, then we're doing okay. Otherwise, if we got a Rolling Regrowth, then we really just want something big off the top, I guess. We're not gonna have enough for Dreadhound. I'm just thinking this turn coming up, opponent probably plays 2 minions, in which case we probably want Blood on the Snow or something else useful. That is not tempo, so we are playing Ren. Good deal. Let's see what our opponent's response is. If the opponent has a response. Yeah, that is weird. For replayable content in that game, is it events, boss raids? What kind of replayable content you got? I think we're just going to... Yeah, we could play Stick. Nah, so I really want to play Deadly Dispute this turn. So we want to put something out there to get baited. And there's Soren. And looks like that's all our opponent is going to play this turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and sack the creature now for the card draw. Did not hit my land that I was looking for. There's my land. Alright. I'm not particularly scared, so I'm going to go ahead and play Dreadhound. Get him on board. Gonna need to start cycling Demigoth and War Eater to recover life. Probably gonna have to happen after a Blood on the Snow. And our opponent chooses not to draw the card. That's fascinating. Cool. I forget, what's the combat system in Genshin? I think Woe Eater has to come down this turn. This creates flying tokens, or... yeah, flying tokens. That's a bit unfortunate. I kind of want to do Demon Disciple, but I guess we'll skip that. And... yeah, let's play a Sorrelf. Trying to clear his board. Looking a little bit dicey here, but might be able to get through this in one piece. Alright, that's unfortunate. That's 6 flying damage, which means that we are dead. D-E-D, dead. Yeah. Well, let the opponent find lethal. Should be able to. But let him do it. Did he pick 5? 6? Yeah. That did not seem correct. That seemed very much the opposite of correct. But in terms of which card do I want to play? Guess I'm gonna play. I mean, it's always this one. It's always this one. And then 3 mana there for Demigoth. So when I say combat system, is it auto attacker JRPG? Is it what are we looking at? Oh, we dead. Is there any button mashing, skill selection? Huh. Yeah, so right now I'm just thinking... I'm honestly thinking that this deck is probably just not good for the meta right now, unfortunately. And rather than switch to another deck with the Dreadsteed title on the stream... Yeah, screw it, we'll do it. Let's switch back to Boros. The stream title is a lie. Looks like a decent hand for Boros. Enjoying this one. We're gonna have the second white, so I guess I take my red right here and then just go ahead and zap this guy. Boros feels so much better than the other deck. Wow. I mean, just look at it. I get my card draw, I get my early removal, I get my reses. I don't know, the other deck has oh cool, so there is dodge dash interactions and stuff. That's pretty cool. Discard the lower hold. Opponent's playing an interesting deck. Is this an actual warrior deck? Or is this just aggro? This looks like this might just be aggro. And do this. Discard lower hold. And got our land. Nice. Now, question is, do we want to just murder this? Because we have 5 mana next turn, and I think we do. I'd probably prefer to murder the Sparring Regimen just because that'd be recursive, but... Or recurring, rather. Not recursive. But we'll stick with getting the minion off board. And he didn't... Oh, there it is. Okay. And it is another warrior, which is interesting. Alright, we go face. Next turn we have our 4 whites because of Goldspan Dragon to play the Invoke Justice for our Velomachus. So we are looking in good shape. If opponent clears Goldspan Dragon, then we can always Windfall or play another Goldspan Dragon. Probably play another Goldspan Dragon. Opponent is racing us, but I don't think he wins because we have Velomachus. Submit. That's 13 damage. I don't know what card my opponent is holding. Okay, that makes sense. You probably should have done that. I mean, you didn't have to do that earlier. And I guess I just board clear because my minion's better. Nah, I don't want to toss both my treasure cards for this thrilling discovery. So... we will say go. Opponent saves himself from losing immediately and lives another turn. Skull Crusher just runs. I will go ahead and trade that. Thank you. And then we can play that, get back our res, use our res on the Velomachus, and then punch him in the face for 9. So, planeswalking, I don't think any cards are currently in rotation that do planeswalking. The planeswalkers, yeah. So Sorin, who we kept on saying is a planeswalker. May as well draw 2 and toss that card since I'm never going to play it. So yes, they do exist. Renin 7 that I played on my other deck, that was planeswalker. Planes being PL or plane, yeah, planeswalker, yeah. PLANES. Just so we're on the same page. And that is plenty of lethal plus life gain. Yeah, this deck is so much. Oh, it feels so much better. I was at Platinum 3 at the start of this stream. Yeah. I'm ripping ya. It's whichever. Speaking too much Japanese. Don't know how to spell English anymore. The best response there would have been ENGLISH. And this game is looking like another win already because we have just so much stuff here. Toss those 2. We'll be able to res it. It's nice knowing that you're going to win on turn 2. That comes in untapped. Not that we need the mana. Do I pitch another 2 cards? I think I do. Opponent is playing red deck, so I think I'm going to keep this Doomscar. The Lorehold is also good against the red deck. A mono red deck, but the Doomscar is more immediate. And it's goblins. That comes in untapped. Unexpected windfall. And toss the land because we're not going to need it. And we can play the Goldspan out of our hand next turn. If I kept the land, I'd actually be able to play Rip Apart here and still play Goldspan next turn, but we made our decisions. We'll be able to play Rip Apart after we attack with Goldspan, so not too much loss. Could play Doomscar. Seems a little too scaredy cat to play Doomscar though. Next attack. Next. Now here's the next question. The next question is that if we play Rip Apart, then we're just giving up our actually, yeah, this should work here. So we can play the Seize the Spoils. Let's do double reds and white here. And then we will toss the Angel Fire since we can cast it out of the graveyard. And now we get a treasure back, and with that we play Rip Apart on that. And we can auto pay that. A little mana inefficient, but still gets our second spell out. Another Gobbo Lord. I mean, he's just plain not dealing enough damage at this rate, so I'm not particularly concerned. We've got another Goldspan coming out. Goldspan numero dos. Attack with Goldspan. And do I want to prep Doomscar? I don't think I do. No. And if he kills this one, then we will have a third gold span dragon ready. I mean, we just have... I mean, it's a lot of damage right now. But we have Doomscar and we have Angel Fire. So, I don't see this being that big of an issue. This works, right? That's 2, 4, 5. Yeah, this works. So we attack with the gold span, heal, then cast Doomscar. It has vigilance. Just kind of dominate. What are we thinking, dude? I mean, it's invulnerable now, so if you had a... If you had a zap spell, you wanted to zap it before becoming invulnerable. And now we Doomscar because it's invulnerable? Or indestructible, rather. And we say go. We're back up at 12 HP. Our opponent has nothing on board. We have a 6/6 flying. Oh, Goblin Javelin here. That's gonna get me. Free card draw. I'll take it. All the mana. And actually, we can now play this. Oh, this is brutal. You... Oh, no, not you. You, me, and my minion is now indestructible again. Yeah. It's still 100% W. And we're back up to tier 3. Deck's so good. I love this deck. Yoinks. So how's Smash going? Doing any more tournaments in Smash, or? Air hand is playable. Got the Doomscars just in case. Got Throne of Discovery. Wish my lands were a little bit better. If I had one more white, this wouldn't be too bad. As is, need one more white. Also need to not misplay. I can just claim that I was forecasting my Doomscars this turn instead of playing Throne of Discovery. Because I don't have any cards to discard, so therefore I wouldn't want to play Throne of Discovery. I can justify this. Yeah, let's just foretell more Doomcasts. Doomscars. Yeah. Yeah, totally planned. I totally did not mean to Throne Discovery on turn 2. Are you actually an enchantment deck? I mean, I see the green-white. Cool. So long as you're having fun. Part of me wants to just kill that to get it out of the way. The other part of me wants more cards. I can do both. I don't need the mana necessarily. Yeah, we'll just kill it. Quinn's actually getting pretty good at Smash, surprisingly. And we will discard our third Doomscar because third Doomscar is overkill in this situation. Need minions, need lands. There's a land. Now need minions. Let's actually draw first before I play that land. Yeah, so we will still be playing that land. These guys... I can kill one now if I want to. Or I can just let them both proc and then just Doomscar them. I think we're just going to do that. Just chill. Got 9 mana sitting around. Sure. Boom, 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 boom. Didn't get channeled. Yeah, sure, my turn. Nice. Alright. Just waiting for minions. I drew so many cards. I had double windfall. I'm surprised I didn't draw into a minion with double windfall. Minions are 17% for minions. 17% to hit a minion, 1 in 6. So I guess it's not that, you know, unreasonable that we haven't hit a minion yet. That is a lot of damage to my face. Yeah, you know what? It is time to panic. That is a lot of damage I do not want going to my face. Oh my goodness, and my opponent just quits. Come on now. Whoops. Mystery orbs. Mastery orbs, rather. Alright. I think... yeah, I should only be halfway through Tier 3 Platinum, so this is probably going to be the last game since I'm going to be hitting the... Yeah, I mean, so the trick there is that it was a nice save. It was very useful and very timely. But even if I took that 10 damage to my face, I probably still would have ended up with the same result, so I don't know. It's one of those things. Yes, it's very nice that we got it, but may not have been necessary. I don't think I should toss this third land. My opponent is playing blue. He's playing a weird blue deck, though. I guess we can still toss Doomscar. Blue-red. Eee. I will toss this plains. Got 2 rip parts, which are nice. Though we probably are playing Goldspan Dragon next turn. And the opponent is playing Counterspell on our Goldspan Dragon. Do we let our opponent play Counterspell on our Goldspan Dragon? I guess we do, and then just draw more cards. Sounds reasonable. Alright, Counterspell. So it's from an artist called Little V Mills. You can find him on YouTube. It's a bunch of video game theme covers. Opponent exiled our creature, which is annoying. I think I will go ahead and ditch the 2 cards here. And we have enough for Goldspan. Nice. In before our opponent plays Goldspan too. Question is less does our opponent play Goldspan and more does our opponent play Crab. I was talking with a friend about this. I really hate Crab. It's just so depressing to see the Crab come out. Obviously, you don't really play, so you don't know what Crab is. I will show you Crab after the game. Just for reference. I should have tapped that differently. Yeah, we're wasting a little bit of mana here because I didn't tap my mana correctly. And turn. So, we are not quite lethal yet. Oh, okay. I have a Doomscar in my graveyard, right? Yeah, so I can do that too. Okay. Ah, he has the Kozools. No, I thought he was just playing it to have it on board. Ah, he got me with my own deck. That's not actually my deck. My deck is blue-green, and then I splash the Kozools in, and use the treasure to play the Kozools. He instead uses Calamity to get the body of work out. So let me show you that deck really quick. My version of that deck. Where are we at? Where's paperwork? Do you see paperwork? Yeah, there's paperwork. So my deck is blue-green instead of blue-red, and then I just splash this in. So I can cast the Body of Research just out of my hand. Instead, he has to put it into his graveyard and then cast it out of his graveyard. And in return for me being able to cast it out of my hand, I can also just give it trample if I need to get through. But otherwise, this Kozools, I can play either by using one of them as a mountain, because they're dual lands, they're dual cards. They can come in as a mountain or as a deal damage to the opponent's face. Or I have these treasure, whatever we call them, generators, that give me the one red mana I need to cast Kozools. So that's the deck he just hit me with. Now let's find Kraken. And standard. Hole, yeah. Hole Breaker Horror. Not the fixed version of it, the broken version of it. So spells cannot be countered, and then whenever you cast a spell, return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand. Now what that means is that counter spells effectively, they just don't lose a card. So you get to counter spell, even though you're not necessarily counterspelling. Or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, which could be the Hullbreaker Horror itself, if a removal card is coming in that you can't stop for some reason, which doesn't necessarily happen. That's a bit of an obscure thing, because you can always return it to your opponent's hand if he tries to nuke your board. Or, obviously, any good card your opponent plays. Yeah, it is dumb. Actually, the only real dumb thing, so if it was just 7 mana, 7/8, and it had these abilities, yes, that's exactly right. You got that exactly right. It is the flash that is the problem with the card. Because it has flash, you can play it at the end of your opponent's turn, and then you have all your mana open at the start of your turn to do stuff with. The flash is really the biggest problem in my opinion, because if you had to spend 7 mana and only had 1 or 2 mana left open afterwards for all of your opponent's turn 2, then they could probably deal with it. But because it's going to come down on your opponent's turn, and then you get all your mana back, that is the problem. So, thank you for hanging out with me today. My clothes for work on Monday should be dry, so I am good to get all that taken care of and get ready to go on vacation. So anyway, yeah, for anybody else listening, I did say that I'd have a regular content video coming out. It didn't happen. Yeah, thank you for having to have a great vacation. I'm going to see, my laptop's not great, so I'm going to see whether or not I can actually do the editing on it. But, I mean, hopefully. If I do, then it's one of those things. I will upload it while I'm on vacation. Probably. But, otherwise, that video should be out when I get back. So, and now you are on a black screen. But anyway, ending this stream. Catch you guys later. Bye.